RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan today explained how inflation can be a silent killer with his Dosa economics model. Basically, how a pensioner can have more dosas today despite earning lower interest on his savings as long as inflation stays low.
I get a lot of letters from retirees which go as follows. I used to get 10% earlier on a one-year fixed deposit. Now I get only 8%. Please tell the banks to pay me more, else I won't be able to make ends meet. Now, this is a heart-rending letter which seems to suggest that the retiree is really in trouble. But the truth is, the retiree is actually getting more today, but doesn't realize it because he's focusing only on the nominal interest rate he gets and not on the underlying inflation, which has come down even more sharply than the interest rate he's paid from 10% to 5.5%. So to see this, I have a small example in dosa economics. Say the pensioner wants to buy dosas. At the beginning of the period, they cost 50 rupees per dosa. You still can get some dosas for 50 rupees. And let's say he has savings of 1 lakh. With 1 lakh, 50 rupees per dosa, he could buy 2,000 dosas with the money today. It'd be difficult eating them all today, but certainly he could buy them all. Now, he could also take that money and invest it. Let's say he was investing in the period of high inflation at 10% interest rates. At 10% interest, after a year, he gets 10,000 rupees. And with dosas having gone up also by 10% because of the high inflation, each dosa now costs 55 rupees. He can buy 182 dosas. Trust me, the math is right, approximately. 182 dosas he can buy with the interest. Now at 8% interest, he's got 8,000 rupees. Let's say inflation was 5.5. Dosas cost 52.75 per dosa. He can buy only 152 dosas. 182 dosas in the high interest rate period, 152 dosas in the low interest period. So he complains, I can just buy 152 dosas with the interest. What is he missing? Anybody? So you do benefit from dosa economics. What he's missing is earlier his principal was eroded at the rate of 10%. Today his principal is eroded only at the rate of 5.5%. So with his 1 lakh, remember at the end of the year he gets his principal back also. With that 1 lakh, he could buy only 1818 dosas instead of 2,000 dosas. When he gets his principal back in the low inflation period, he gets 1896 dosas together. If you add all the dosas up, with 10% inflation and 10% interest, he gets only 2,000 dosas at the end of the period. He could have bought 2,000 at the beginning, he gets only 2,000 at the end. In real dosas, he gets nothing. And that's exactly what you would say. Real interest rates are 0, 10% nominal minus 10% inflation. At 5.5% inflation, 8% interest, he gets 2,050 dosas, which is more than the 2,000 he got at the beginning, 2.5% real interest rates. And the reason we miss this is we miss the fact that inflation kills your principal. Inflation erodes your principal. The pensioner missed that. When he got his principal back, he wasn't thinking about spending it. But the real value of the principal was lower.